House lawmakers are set to vote to release the Epstein files today.
Here to explain what this all means, Fox 5 legal analyst Wendy Patrick. Good morning and thank you for being here. Always good to have you here to explain the things that are just so complicated. Let's start. Epstein Files Transparency Act. What is this?
Well, it would require the Department of Justice to release the information they have in their possession. So everything from lists of names to potential suspects to the kind of activity and investigation they've been doing. However, it allows them to withhold information that could be confidential, that could compromise the integrity of an ongoing investigation. So you always have this caveat associated when you have a release that's being voted on, that it just doesn't mean that everything in their possession is going to be made public for obvious reasons, one of which is privacy concerns of some of those victims.
This is what we've been waiting for. And we have been waiting
so
long. Why is this taking so long?
Well, many investigations that involve a lot of people, let's just say it that way, because you remember there was a lot of buzz early on. This was back in 2019. It seems like it was yesterday that we started talking about, is there client lists, are there black books? All that investigation really turned up nothing, and so it died on the vine for a bit. Then there's been this resurgence of public interest surrounding the rumors that famous people's names may be among those having been investigated. And then the counter-argument becomes, but no charges were brought. So do we really want people's names out there in public when there was no evidence tying them to criminal wrongdoing? You know what it ends up reminding me as a practical matter? When I was growing up, my parents used to say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Here, it seems like there's that same guilt by association mindset that the public wants to say, look, we want to at least see the names, and the victims want closure. So that's one of the reasons why finally we're seeing a vote today. And then let's see what the next step is.
Okay, we'll talk about the next step. And I know you don't know this. None of us know this, or obviously wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. What's in these files? What is in there?
Well, there would definitely be lists of suspects. There would definitely be both video and audio. How do we know this? Not just because it's been leaking, but because people that have been involved, and I hope authorized to be saying this publicly, have disclosed that the materials are not just in written format. And that could be dicey. It could be tricky, especially we're talking about a human trafficking investigation. You know, we don't just want everything out there unless it's redacted for privacy, unless it's been properly vetted, it's not classified. And that's why, remember, Attorney General Bondi has really taken some incoming criticism for insinuating there's a lot there and then under-delivering in terms of what was actually made public. And if that happens here again with the new Transparency Act being passed, the public's going to say that we knew all of this. You know, all this suspense led us to believe that there was more there than actually is going to be delivered.
And we might. I mean, if you look at the difference with this act, if it gets passed, could we see not necessarily who he partied with or who showed up at what social event, but actually who was on recordings, who was in videos, what's actually happening behind the scenes? Do you think this act is actually going to show that? Are we going to see anything more than what we already know?
The act would authorize that kind of material being released with that disclaimer allowing the Department of Justice to withhold much of the information that the public wants to see. I don't mean for prurient interest. I mean for public interest and making sure, you know, people are held accountable. And then there's the whole side of the survivors. The survivors want justice as well. And it's so difficult for them, for those of them that have been very vocal. We've been listening to some of them. They're testifying today in advance of the vote. But here's the asterisk on the vote. So it's going to pass because, remember, the president changed his tune over the weekend, encouraging Republicans to vote for it. That doesn't mean that the records get released tonight. Then it goes to the Senate that reviews it there, and they're going to take a look at it. They're going to take their time. They may add to it. They may change it. Then it goes back to the House. Then it goes to the president. So you remember Schoolhouse Rock, how a bill becomes the law? Yeah. There's a lot of levels necessary that it still has to go through before we actually see any kind of release. And even then, it would be after whatever redactions are deemed necessary. I suppose the good news with this story is we're moving forward and we're closer than we've ever been. to the release.
Well, clearly, we're closer than we've ever been, but when is the ending to this? Is there even a statute of limitations when it comes to this?
Well, they usually give the Department of Justice something like 15 days, 30 days. You know, so in other words, they give them a time limit that they're going to need to look through what they're deciding to release. But you got to imagine they've already done that. They've already probably looked at everything in the past and decided if we are authorized to do this, these are the things we have to redact. And I would also note that the president also does have the authority to release these files without going through this complicated process. But he has chosen to have it vetted instead of simply making that decision.
Are you surprised by that choice of what
Nope.
he's choosing right now?
No, I'm not. You know, he has his hands in so many different things, and you know, I don't know whether he knows exactly what's in there either. You know, people think if you don't want something released, you must be afraid there's something in there that incriminates you. But we haven't seen any evidence of that either from Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, or some of the other players. I think a lot of people are sort of erring on the side of caution and saying, let's let the investigators go through this carefully before something gets released and we can't claw it back.
Well, time will tell, and we'll continue to talk about it. Wendy
Big vote
Patrick.
today.
Thank
Always
you.
good to have